Okay, so we talked about you found the property, you got unconditional approval, everything's locked and loaded. What happens at settlement?
Yeah, so that's when you get your big fat loan.
Yeah, and your life ends.
Yeah.
And starts. So the conveyancer, so during the process, are you working with the conveyancer?
Yeah, absolutely.
So where do they slid
we're like
into
the
this?
project manager of this whole process. So we're dealing with you, we're dealing with the conveyancer, we're dealing with the bank. Basically, if you're purchasing a property, there's generally a settlement date that's already put in place once you exchange on that property. So it's generally 6 weeks from when you purchase it. So we all just work towards that date, making sure your loan documents are signed, making sure you've provided an insurance policy of the property that you're buying.
Yep.
The conveyancer does all the title checks, reads through the contract, make sure all of those ducks are in a row, and then the bank then chats with the conveyancer over a system called PEXA, and then they book in that settlement date for that day.
So PEXA is effectively the clearinghouse, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's all electronic.
Yeah, so PEXA is the company. The way I've understood it when settling mortgages, my solicitor basically, once the contracts are signed, they will lodge that into PEXA.
Yep. So it starts like a workspace for that.
Yep. And then the purchaser would be represented by their solicitor in PEXA as a party.
Yep.
And then when those things are lined up, the bank knows that both parties are locked and loaded.
Yep. They get invited.
Yeah. And the bank gets invited to settle the money electronically via PEXA.
Yep.
And then PEXA would pay effectively the seller through PEXA.
Yep.
That would land into the seller's solicitor's trust account.
Yep.
And then
or generally straight into your account.
Or whatever the situation is. Yep. And then your solicitor, you may have paid a deposit to the real estate. That would come out in the wash through PEXA.
Yep, absolutely.
What does it go?
It just depends on the agent as well. Like the agent may give you a refund after settlement, or they transfer it to the vendor. There's a lot of
because I've paid money
factors
for a commercial property to the agent, my solicitor as a deposit, or stamp duty, stamp duty wouldn't be PEXA, but either way, it kind of all electronically happens, and it gets locked in for a settlement date, and in the background. Who project manages the PEXA, the conveyancer or the?
Generally the conveyancer, but we also make sure on our end that the bank's ready, the bank has accepted the invite, everyone's there ready to go.
Okay, cool. So it's a bit of a digital process. The loan settles, you call the client, be like, hey, yeah, you settled. Basically, the day that happens, you can go to the real estate agent and get the key.
Pick up your keys, And I would say on your internet banking, it still takes about 24 to 48 hours to all look normal. Yeah. Give it some time.
And then with mortgages, so you stay, then you pay. So mortgages are charged in arrears.
Yeah, so generally when you settle, your first repayment isn't until a month after you settle.
Yeah, so when you rent, you pay, then you stay. It's always in advance. But a mortgage, you stay, then you pay.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So basically you as the project manager, particularly if you're a first home buyer, you're basically at call to assist with any questions.
Absolutely.
Doing strategy.
Yeah. And as a first home buyer, we just always say get a pre-approval.
Yeah.
Because it just can be so stressful.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we'll take a break and then we'll bring it home right after this.
If you're after personal financial advice, don't get it from a podcast. If you would like help based on your own personal situation, head over to moneypodcast.com.au, click Get Help, and we'd be happy to introduce you to one of our trusted professionals. Our panel of vetted financial advisors and mortgage brokers work with people all over Australia so they can connect with you wherever you are. That's moneypodcast.com.au and click Get Help.
Okay, we asked the Facebook group, if you've got an unexpected $10,000 today, what would you do with it? And we did a bit of a poll, if you will, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
36% of you who filled it out said invest it. 28% said pay off debt. 14% said put it towards home improvements. Save for a specific goal. 14%. 7% take a holiday. And then 1%, said other. Christy said offset account. So effectively just hold.
Yeah. Jenny, helping the kids and giving some to my charity, that's important. Well, you could say both of them are charities.
You could. Robbo, create an emergency fund with like the kind of wet eye emoticon, like whatever you call it.
Lauren says put it towards kids' school fees.
Get one or 2 years out of that. Julian, put some of it, split some up, 5K in savings, 2,500 in emergency fund, 1,200 into debt and investing. So there you go. What would you do with 10?
Well, I was actually going to ask you that first, but you beat me to it. I'm sort of doing this now, to be honest. I didn't have a spare 10, but I'm spending 10. A lifestyle-wise, ice bath.
What are they worth?
Give or take, 5-ish.
The ice bath's $5,000 because it's got a refrigeration unit that cools. Okay, so you don't actually have to put physical ice.
No, correct.
Okay, so it's a refrigeration
and filtering system,
okay.
and all the bells and whistles, and a pizza oven for the deck. So
wow.
Yeah.
When you get that pizza oven, you invite me over.
You'll be first on the invite.
Probably won't be.
What are you doing with it?
Oh, I'm probably just putting it as savings / offset account.
Yeah, got everything you need.
Yeah, and I think it's important to always have, when we get to a position with our financial affairs and with that question of like, okay, if $10,000 did come in today, to not actually, I need this or I want this.
Yeah.
And I think, I've got what I need at the moment.
Yeah.
But I've got the philosophy because I don't need anything at the moment. I would put that $10,000 on an offset account as dry powder if a future opportunity came up.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. And it's an interesting question, isn't it? Because your time in life is an important thing, but and we back end that question from the property. It was like, well, why are we doing all this? And sometimes smelling the roses is a good thing, but not smelling the roses when you're 22 and you've got bad debt and all those other things. We've got to be putting it in perspective, right?
So that I think last week or the week before or whatever, I don't know when it was up, in the after party we talked about the person who got the Powerball.
Yes.
They text me the other day. Like, the money landed, all that. I said, amazing. I demand a screenshot. Look at this, John. That's their bank account.
Wow.
30,500,000.
And it's all available.
All available to spend.